Hello guys, now we will see how to create work order, maintenance work order. The transaction is IW31, so click it. Order type, it is of PM02 order, priority low, function location. We will press this button to get the hierarchy, and now we will have to select the equipment. You can find it by LIT 92909201. Now here we can put this is our planner group KT5 maintenance work center KT underscore instrumentation, and if we want to put some employee responsible, we can put here its employee number. We can get his name here, and this is person number. We can put the number of the employee number. We can get the person here who is actually working on the employee. So this would be the responsible employee, and this would be his technician. So this could be an engineer, and here we can have an assistant or a technician who is performing the job. Further, we can put further notifications, create notifications, but since this is a PM type of order, therefore we do not require to put here any notification. Thank you very much. So this is our order number 200062076 200062078. This would be our order which is created. We can check it with the command IW32, and here we can change it. We can make reservation by entering the index number and required quantity and other required information of the stores, and further enhancement, we can enter the work permit numbers: hot permit, cold permit, isolation permits, vessel and confined space entry permits, digging or excavation, radiography, gas free, and fire or hot permit. So thank you very much. Hello guys, now we will see how to CNF the work order. So the command is IW42. So this, when I enter the MW, I have to check this, check this column, final confirmation, clear reservation and no remain work, and then I will save it. So now the order would be CNF. We will check this here. Now the order is CNF here. Now the next step would be the TECO. Now we will discuss how to edit and technically complete the MWOs, that is the maintenance work orders. So here we have put the plant and maintenance work center and the dates. So these are my MWOs so far. Now I want to TECO or technically complete the CNF orders. So I will press the order. Here I will see that the permit has been entered, cold permit and isolation permit. The job has been completed. So I may put remarks that job complete if required. Furthermore, another thing is to check here is that for the item we give some specific reason for the failure, and we have to put the cause, and we have to put the activities here. So after that we can also insert a comment. Here like fault rectified. Now once the comments are entered here, these cannot be removed, so you should write at this window very carefully. Now this is saved and this cannot be removed, and hence it is, since it is technically complete, I will press this flag and this will TECO the order. Similarly, I will do the job one by one for the remaining orders which are CNF. Thank you very much. Hello guys, now we will see how to check the cost of an index number. We have the transaction MM60 material list. So we click it, we put the index number and plant and then execute, and here we have the information: index number, plant, description, unit, last change item, currency and its price. So this is the price for single item here. Another we want to approach the purchase order. So what we will do, we will go to the purchase order transaction, display purchase order ME23N. We will search through the purchasing documents for material. So we will put the material number and plant, and there we get the information. We have the 2 RFQs and 1 PO. So this is our PO, and now this is the PO which we want for. So this is how we can check the cost and approach the purchase order to check the relevant information of the item. Like this is the vendor number, this is the PO number, and this is delivered and invoiced, and its delivery date was 31 December 2013. So thank you very much for listening. Hello guys, now we will see how can we check the material specifications and its procurement status in SAP R3P version. So first of all, we want to look at the specifications of the material. We have the transaction MM03. So we put here the index number, for example 10.01-992. So going on the purchase order text, we can have the specifications. Now we want to see its level in our store, stock level. We have the one transaction we have MMBE. So this is our material index number, plant and storage location against this plant. We in unrestricted use there is no quantity, which means that there is no quantity present at stores, neither it's in quality inspection, it's on order. So there must be some PO created for this item. Now we will see how can we check its PO. Another transaction for the stock is list of warehouse MB52. So when we put all the parameters here, we have nothing at the stores. Then we have the transaction MD04, very important transaction. We run it, and then we get 2 information here. It's now this is the schedule holding level. So we have 2 types of items, PD item and ND item. PD items is scheduled item, it's on schedule holding. We have defined the ROL and ROQ levels, reorder level and reorder quantities. When your quantity falls 1 below the reorder level, it's automatically its PR is generated, and according to the quantity defined in reorder quantity, replenishment quantity. So this is how this system works on automatic for the PD items, not for the ND items. ND items are procured on one-time basis after getting management approval. So first information we get from MD04 is this, and the other information its procurement status. If there is nothing there against this item, there will not be showing anything here. If there is some PR, a PR number will be showing here, but now we have its PO. So this PO number its PO number is showing. So we copy this number, and then we will go to the purchase order transaction, which is MB23N, and then we put this PO number here. Now there is a PO. In this PO there are 2 items, and its delivery schedule is 30.07.2017, and its status, we will see its delivery, sorry, it's an delivery schedule. Okay, this is the delivery schedule. uh, we are getting the same thing now. Here we are seeing we have ordered this much items and it is still to deliver. When it would be delivered, we will be getting value here delivered, and then after quality inspection, when its GRN will be processed and its invoice will be processed, it will be written here as invoiced. The same amount will appear here as invoice, that the case is closed, the PO has been processed. So here we have still to deliver, that the item is not yet delivered. When it will be delivered, this value will be disappear, and here we will be getting cost, and when its invoice will be processed, it will be mentioning here that it is invoiced. We can also check the PR number from this purchase order here. So this is the PR number. If we click it, we go to its PR, and this is how we can check its PR. So thank you very much for listening. Hello guys, now suppose we have a PR number and we want to see the status of the procurement of the item. So we will go to the transaction display purchase acquisition ME53N. Here we will put the PR number, which is this one in our case, and then we get the status. Here it is the status that RFQ, request for quotation, has been floated to the vendor, and this is the RFQ number. So what we will do, we will copy this RFQ and we will check it. So this is our vendor, so it is the tender. Basically there is a tender for this. Now going back to the another thing to print out the RFQ is another transaction, which is ME9A, and here we get automatically the RFQ number. Click it and we check it, display message. So this is the RFQ which has been floated, and we see that this is a tender and there are two items in this RFQ. Furthermore, we go back to the PR and we see that now this is the index number of the item. Now if we click on this index number, we can get its specifications here. We can also see the specifications here as texts, so specifications are also shown here. And this, looking at the status of this PR, this PR has been released from both statuses. So this is how we can check the procurement status from the PR. Thank you very much for listening. Hello guys, now we will see how to create service entry sheet. So this is the command ML81N. Here on other purchase order, we will put the purchase order. Now for creation of new service entry sheet, we will click this button, create entry sheet. Now here we will put the short text. Now we will get this short text through other command. Just wait a minute. Now here we will get the PO details, text. Now this is your short text. Here we can write extension of PHP CCR, and now we can put here full details. There are 40 characters that can be written here, so we have to write less number of digits here. Now we will click on the service selection, and we will click here adopt full quantity, and this is the service. We have selected it, and now we will press this adopt services. Now here the price would be accordingly. This price we have already put in the purchase order, and this is get here, and this is the text code that we have to put the text code, that how much text we want to incorporate it. 72 means the 13% sales tax, services tax, sorry, this is 13%. 72 code is for the 13% services tax. Now we will save it. So this is the service entry sheet number, which is this is the service entry sheet number which is created, and we can check it here with the command ML83. Check it and display output. Now you have to confirm that this service entry sheet matches the invoice from the contractor, and then the next step would be to send this service entry sheet to the manager for release, because this is not yet released, and this is the red button which means no acceptance. Now we have to get it released from the authority or the management person or the manager of the field. So thank you very much for listening. Hello guys, now we will see how to check the service entry sheet status. So the command is ML81N. So here we will click on other purchase order, and then we will give the service entry sheet name and click. So this is the service entry sheet here, and the status is no acceptance. So this service entry sheet number will be provided to the manager for release. After the release, it will be processed against with the invoice of the contractor, signed invoice of the contractor, and the SST or the services tax, PST, Punjab services tax, or Sindh services tax, and the necessary contract document and comparison sheet to the account section. So this is how it will be processed. So for this service entry sheet, we need to get it released from the manager. Further, if you want to make any changes, you can make here change. For any change, you can change the values here. Thank you very much for listening. Hello guys, now we will see how to get the actual cost incurred in our Revix budget. So this is the transaction. So we will put FM area here, PPL, fund, PPL, or the organization you are working, then the cost center of which you want to determine the cost, and then the fiscal year, which is 2017-18, then you have to put 2018. If it is 2017 to 2018 to 19, then you will have to put here 2019, the next digit, and this is the one from month 1 to month 12, and we will remove it in maximum number of bits, and we will put the standard layout here, and now we will execute it, and we need the expanded view, so we will expand it. Here where it is collapse, so here it is collapse. Now we want to in this cost center there are various GL accounts or general ledger accounts. So we want to calculate the specific cost, total cost which is incurred so far. We will here put in subtotals. So when we subtotal the GL account, we will get the total cost in this. So for example, in this specific GL account, this cost so far has been incurred, which is equal to sum of these two transactions. Now this is how we will get the total cost incurred in a specific cost center. And in this cost center there are various cost elements. Now I have to calculate the cost elements, total cost of the cost element for which I have proposed a budget of my section. So I know my cost elements and I will add the values against those cost elements and compare that how much budget is utilized. So I will export it in Excel. This is the button. No. I will go here. It's not showing here. Here. Sorry. Export to spreadsheet. Now I will put it like a desktop. I will here put it cost up to the date, the current date. My current date is now 16. So this is how I will get an Excel sheet. Now this is the Excel sheet. Now these this is 1 2 3. When I press the button 2, I will get here the cost. Now this is a huge cost here, and these include all other cost elements which are not related to me. So I will discard them. My cost elements are these. So these are my cost elements related to me. I will check that which are related to me as 63, 64 and 20 is the material group, and then 91 related to field services and related to repair and maintenance, and 96 and 97. So what I will do, I will put the specific cost and then put these costs there, and from there this is my this was my proposed annual budget, and this is my approved annual budget from the budget review committee at head office level, and this is the expenditures incurred so far. Here I will put the date from where I am going to calculate this. This is the 16 2017, and this will calculate how much budget is remaining, and percentage of the budget expenditures will come here. Now these are the old values. I have to update these values, and the graphs per presentation would be these figures are put it here. These values are put here, and here I can draw the chart that how much budget is my available and how much is consumed. Further, I can also make a chart like this was my approved budget, and this is my consumed budget, and this is the remaining amount budget. So these graphs are for management purposes, reporting purposes. Also I have this graph like this is my cost center, and this is my relevant groups, cost element groups, that how much percentage of budget has been consumed by each section so far. So this is all about budget monitoring, that this is for the REVEX budget monitoring, that is the revenue expenditure which are related to spares of the and maintenance services of the field. So thank you so much for listening.